Now, in today's episode, we're talking all things brain health. Now, if you want to support your brain, you have to support your gut because the two are connected by what is known as the gut-brain axis or the gut-brain connection. Now, the gut-brain axis is basically a biochemical signaling that takes place between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system. And the gut flora communicates with the brain via something called the vagus nerve. And this basically works in both directions, from gut to brain and from brain to gut. The relationship is fully bidirectional. Now, the gut produces many of the neurotransmitters in the body, and that is thanks to the trillions of microbes that are living there. And neurotransmitters are the chemical substances that transmit messages between cells. So good examples include adrenaline, GABA, and serotonin. Now, a large proportion of serotonin is actually produced in the gut due to the microbiome. And that basically means that taking friendly bacteria or taking probiotics can directly support the production of the happy hormone. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 95% of serotonin is actually made in the gut, and 50% of your body's dopamine is also made in the gut. Now, let's talk a little bit about gut bacteria and influence. So, gut bacteria actually influences neurotransmitter expression, and there are around 100 trillion bacteria in the gut, which basically explains why they are so influential on the body and on the brain. The gut and the brain are formed from the same fetal tissue. As babies grow in the womb, both develop from the same tissue, which explains why they are so deeply and inextricably linked. Gut microbes also influence how we digest and metabolize dopamine, and this is the pleasure hormone. This means that caring for gut health directly impacts brain function and emotional well-being. Now, many studies show a strong correlation between probiotics and lower levels of depression. In 2015, a randomized controlled trial gave probiotics to patients with major depression and symptoms of stress and anxiety, and they found that their depression improved significantly. The researchers of this study concluded that no single bacteria strain was responsible for the effects. Instead, the overall balance of microbial families mattered most, which is why when you're choosing a probiotic, a multi-strain probiotic supplement is recommended. So let's talk a little bit about the gut-friendly diet, because if you really want to have a healthy brain, you've got to have a healthy gut. Now, the gut really thrives on variation. It wants fiber, fermented foods, and a low-stress lifestyle. Now, these foods generally support the gut without relying on trends. Now, probiotics really help to populate the gut with beneficial bacteria. I'm talking things like yogurt, live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and tempeh. You know, it's really important to start slowly with these foods if you are prone to bloating, but they are excellent for the gut and they're really good for the brain. One of the foods that we need to be increasing for brain health is prebiotic foods. Now, prebiotic foods really help to feed the beneficial bacteria in our gut. I'm talking things like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, apples, oats. You want to make sure that you're getting these foods in every single day, guys. And other foods that you need to increase to support the gut and to support the brain are high fiber plant foods. Now, these foods really help to support gut motility and microbial diversity. I'm talking things like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, kale, beans, berries, lentils, chickpeas. Aiming for more than 30 different plant-based foods per week really helps to support optimal gut diversity, and spices are a really good way towards this total as well. So let's talk a little bit about brain health. Now, we have neurons in the brain. Neurons are nerve cells. And at birth, humans have approximately 100 billion neurons, but these actually die over time as we age. Now, neurons do not regenerate. When a neuron dies, it cannot be replaced. However, neurons can develop plasticity, and this basically means that other neurons can adapt and form new communicational pathways, which allows the brain to compensate for the lost neurons. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize its structure, its function, and its connections. And the brain can actually create new pathways and strengthen existing ones and adapt following injury, damage, or trauma. So before we continue, just a quick reminder that at Exposure Naturals and the Longevity Project, we focus on the importance of not just taking blood tests, but understanding your results as meaningful signals that can help highlight areas of your health that actually might need attention. So let's take a look at the top brain boosting foods. So my favorite ones here are berries. Now, berries help to support memory and learning. They're rich in antioxidants and they protect brain cells and improve the communication between neurons. I would say that blueberries are particularly powerful, along with strawberries and blackberries, and they can be added to oatmeal or yogurt or blended in smoothies every single day. Fatty fish provide essential omega-3 fatty acids such as DHA and EPA, which are vital for brain structure and function. Now, key players here are fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel and trout. These are really excellent choices, and you want to make sure that you're eating good sources of omega-3 fats every single day. And you can enjoy these foods with vegetables or whole grains on toast. Now, one of the other foods that I love for brain health are dark green leafy vegetables. Now, things like kale, spinach, Swiss chard, etc. These really help to slow cognitive decline. They are rich in vitamin K, folate and antioxidants, which really help to protect the brain. Now, another key food for the brain are eggs, and that is because eggs help to support memory and focus. Eggs are really rich in choline, which is an essential nutrient basically for memory and neurotransmitter production. So eggs can be eaten as a boiled snack or as part of an omelette or scrambled in the morning for your breakfast. And I like to get in about 2 to 3 portions of eggs every single week. Nuts and seeds are also an excellent choice for brain functioning. They help to support brain protection. They are particularly high in vitamin E, which is another healthy fat. And walnuts are really good for protecting the brain, along with almonds, pumpkins, chia seeds, flax seeds. And these are really easy to get into the diet, guys. You basically eat these alone, or you can sprinkle them on your salads or into your yogurt. Now, good news, we have dark chocolate as a runner-up for one of my favorite foods to support your brain, because it really helps to support blood flow to the brain. Dark chocolate helps to improve alertness when consumed in moderation. Chocolate is recommended, but obviously you want to make sure that you're going for dark chocolate and not for ones that's absolutely packed with sugar and preservatives and processed foods. So one of my other favorite foods to support the brain is green tea. Now, green tea supports focus and calmness, and that is because it contains a little bit of caffeine and an amino acid called L-theanine, and together they promote a smooth, sustained level of attention. So you might want to start swapping a cup of coffee for some green tea daily, because it's got much better benefits. So let's talk a little bit about supplements for brain health. Now, the key one here is omega-3 fatty acids, because they contain EPA and DHA, and they really help to support neuron membranes. It helps to increase blood flow, and they have really powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Research shows that omega-3 fats help to improve memory, improve learning, and improve cognitive function. So you might want to make sure that you're eating healthy fats, guys, every single day. I'm a really big fan of magnesium for brain health, particularly magnesium L-threonate. It really helps to support nerve signaling, memory, and stress regulation. Certain forms of magnesium are better able to cross the blood-brain barrier and may be more effective. So make sure that when you're choosing your supplements, guys, you're choosing the right form, or you can make sure that you're increasing magnesium-rich foods, which are dark green leafy vegetables like kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. Now, creatine is a really key nutrient for the brain, because it's not only important for muscles, but it helps to support brain energy production. Now, it may help to improve memory and thinking, particularly when during stressful times or when dietary intake is low. I'm also a really big fan of curcumin. Now, this is the active compound found in turmeric, and it's a really powerful antioxidant and has major anti-inflammatory properties that might support the brain and support memory and overall brain function. And my final nutrient to support the brain is lion's mane. Now, lion's mane is a mushroom, and it's linked to basically the stimulation of nerve growth factor, and it has potential improvements in cognitive function and memory. Now, other vitamins and minerals to support the brain are B vitamins, including B6, B9, and B12. These are essential for neurotransmitter synthesis and homocysteine regulation. Adequate levels of B vitamins help to support long-term cognitive health, especially in individuals who are deficient. If you're enjoying the content and would like to stay with us, please give this video a like and share it with somebody who might find it useful, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.